The countdown has begun. Everything has led to this moment. Every decision, every setback, every quiet battle you fought in the dark. All of it has been preparing you for what's coming next. You are not here by accident. The weight of this truth, the urgency in the air, it's not random. It's a signal, a call to action, a moment that was always meant to find you. You have 51 minutes. That's it. 51 minutes to wake up. 51 minutes to realize what you're capable of. 51 minutes before everything shifts. This is not just another night. The plan has been in motion long before the world even noticed. Somewhere, in a place unseen, forces are moving, choices are being made, and truths are unraveling. Right now, as the moon holds its silent vigil over the city, someone is watching the clock, waiting for the perfect moment to act. And so are you. The difference? You are the one they didn't expect. You are the variable, the force they didn't account for. This isn't the time to hesitate. This isn't the time to second-guess yourself. Whatever has been holding you back, fear, doubt, hesitation, it does not belong in this moment. You were meant for something greater, and the window is closing fast. 51 minutes is all you've got to make the decision that changes everything. Are you ready? Because once the knock comes, there's no going back. The sound will arrive with precision, measured, deliberate, piercing through the quiet like a crack in the surface of certainty. It won't be accidental, nor will it be a meaningless interruption. Some truths refuse to stay buried, and this one will force its way into the light, unfiltered and undeniable. This is not just an occurrence. It is a signal, a shift that cannot be ignored. The source of the disturbance might be someone you know, a figure from the past, a familiar voice, or even an echo of your own conscience, finally too loud to silence. Or it may come disguised as an unforeseen moment, an event so jarring that it fractures your perception of what is real. At first, the weight of this knowledge may feel impossible to carry. It will shake the foundation you've relied on, leaving you grasping for meaning in the aftermath. Yet, buried within the upheaval is an unspoken invitation, a call to evolve, to shed old illusions, to step into the future that has been waiting all along. There will be no request for permission. The moment will demand an answer. Are you ready to stand in the face of it? Because when the truth arrives, it won't be gentle. It will be a force of reckoning, unraveling the comfortable narratives you've clung to. It may come wrapped in betrayal, concealed behind long-kept secrets, or disguised as a realization you've long avoided. Regardless of its form, it will cut deep, leaving you breathless and irrevocably changed. This revelation will not whisper. It will roar. It will tear through the structures you once believed unshakable, exposing the unseen, bringing the unspoken into sharp focus. There may be anger, denial, sorrow, but beneath them all lies something greater, clarity. No matter how devastating, this truth is a catalyst, a chance to break free from the limits that have confined you. As the dust settles, a new perspective will emerge. The purpose of this moment is not destruction, but liberation. It is a confrontation with reality that refuses to be ignored, a declaration that you are meant for more than the half-truths and illusions that have defined your path. It is an opening, an unmissable chance to reclaim your own story. This will not be an easy test, but it will be a necessary one. The initial shock will subside, making way for a strength you didn't realize was within you. You will come to understand that truth, no matter how disruptive, is the only foundation worth building upon. Not everyone who crosses your path comes with good intentions. Some forces wear the mask of allies, only to reveal their hidden motives when it is almost too late. These forces do not always take the shape of people. They may be familiar habits, deceptive comforts, or patterns you have unknowingly repeated, keeping you bound in the same cycle. Seeing them for what they truly are is the first step toward breaking free. There are unseen influences that work in silence, preying on hesitation and uncertainty. They flourish in the shadows, weaving doubt into the fabric of your mind, urging you to abandon your path before you've even taken the first step. Their methods are subtle, words wrapped in false reassurance, distractions disguised as comfort, invitations to stagnation that masquerade as safety. But if you look closely, the truth is evident. Not every hand extended toward you is there to lift you up. This is where discernment becomes essential. That unshakable sense of unease, that nagging suspicion, those are not coincidences. They are warnings, signals from the deepest part of your being, pointing you away from deception and toward clarity. To ignore them is to invite chaos. To listen is to reclaim control. Yet no matter how persistent the darkness may seem, it does not have the final word. There is a force greater than any shadow, a shield forged in wisdom and truth. You are not unguarded, nor are you wandering alone. Long before doubt tried to take hold, a guiding presence has been preparing you, leaving behind traces of reassurance, shaping the path before you even recognized its existence. These messages are subtle but constant, moments of sudden clarity, an unexplained shift in perspective, an inner knowing that defies logic yet feels undeniably real. They emerge in unexpected places, in symbols that repeat, in the quiet moments where an answer reveals itself without warning. These signs are not chance. They are deliberate, leading you ever closer to the inevitable confrontation that awaits. The signs do not arise from emptiness. They are deliberate echoes of something beyond what the eyes can see. They are proof that you are being led, that the universe is aligning events not by accident, but with purpose. Some messages arrive in ways so ordinary they are easy to overlook. A fleeting thought at just the right moment, an object appearing when it is most needed, an overwhelming sense of peace in the midst of uncertainty. Each is a reminder that even when the destination remains hidden, the journey is unfolding exactly as it should. The moment you have been moving toward is approaching, and whether it arrives as a whisper or a storm, it is meant to awaken something within you. Trust in what is unseen, for it has been preparing you for far longer than you realize. The moment of revelation does not always arrive with comfort. Sometimes it carries with it a truth so cutting that it leaves nothing unchanged. This is the kind of knowledge that dismantles illusions, that exposes betrayals once carefully concealed. The face behind the mask may belong to someone once trusted, someone whose presence felt like an anchor. When the reality of their deception comes to light, it will feel as though the very ground beneath you has been pulled away. The certainty you once held will crumble, replaced by a flood of questions with no immediate answers. The first wave of realization will strike hard. Anger, disbelief, the ache of knowing that something you believed in was never real. But in the wreckage, something invaluable remains: clarity. And with that clarity comes the power to rise, to rebuild, and to move forward without the weight of falsehoods holding you back. You are not here by accident. If you feel the pull, the knowing deep inside that you are chosen, this is your moment. Click the super thank you button and give $50 or more to unlock deeper insights, exclusive content, and a path that aligns with your divine purpose. This isn't just a contribution, it's a declaration, a step toward who you were meant to be. Answer the call, walk with us, and step fully into your destiny. Your journey begins now. Pain has a way of forcing clarity where illusion once stood. The sting of betrayal, no matter how cutting, serves a purpose. It strips away the falsehoods and leaves only what is real. It compels a re-evaluation, an unfiltered look at those who surround you, revealing intentions that were once obscured by hope. Moving forward demands letting go, not as an act of dismissal, but as a refusal to allow past wounds to dictate the future. Forgiveness does not absolve, it liberates. It loosens the grip of resentment, allowing space for growth. But with this clarity comes another lesson. Access to your energy is a privilege, not a right. The walls you build after this moment will not be out of fear, but out of wisdom. What once felt like destruction will reveal itself as transformation, refining not only perception, but also self-worth. Strength emerges not in forgetting, but in choosing what deserves a place in your future. In the aftermath of loss, a new presence will emerge, unexpected yet essential. Just when the weight of disappointment feels inescapable, life will place someone in your path, a reminder that not all connections lead to heartbreak. This person may arrive in the simplest way, in a passing moment or an unforeseen reconnection, offering something intangible yet invaluable: understanding. They will be a mirror, reflecting back the truth that even in your hardest moments, you are never entirely alone. Their presence will not erase the past, but will offer a fresh perspective, a chance to see beyond what was taken and toward what is still possible. And through them, new opportunities will unfold. Doors that once seemed shut will begin to open, not by chance, but by alignment. Change rarely comes as a whisper. Often, it arrives like an upheaval, an undeniable force that demands surrender before it reveals its purpose. The upheaval will shake loose the old, beliefs that no longer serve, habits that have kept you stagnant, ties that were never meant to last. It will not be gentle, nor will it wait for readiness. It will strip away the unnecessary, not to punish, but to prepare. The intensity of this shift will feel relentless, but it is not chaos without purpose. It is the fire that forges, the force that reshapes. The instinct to resist may be strong, but trust is required, not in certainty, but in the process itself. The universe is not testing endurance, but revealing resilience, showing that within the destruction lies the foundation for something greater. Within the storm, moments of grace will appear like fragments of light breaking through the clouds, a sudden realization, an unexplainable moment of peace, a sign so perfectly timed it cannot be ignored. These are not coincidences, but confirmations. They are reminders that even in the most disorienting transitions, guidance is always present. The chaos is not meaningless, it is preparation. It clears the way for what is meant to come, dissolving the old so the new can take root. The challenge is not merely to endure, but to embrace the transformation, to recognize that within every ending lies the seed of a new beginning. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Imagine standing at the edge of a great river, the current roaring before you, daring you to take the next step. You can't see the bottom, you don't know how deep it runs, but something inside tells you, cross, and you'll never be the same. This isn't just a river, it's the threshold between who you were and who you are called to be. The water may be wild, the path uncertain, but what awaits on the other side is not just survival, it's transformation. This moment is not an accident. You didn't stumble here by chance. Every hardship, every detour, every door that slammed shut in your face was not rejection. It was redirection. A sculptor doesn't create a masterpiece by adding clay. He reveals it by chiseling away what doesn't belong. And that's what's been happening to you. Life hasn't been stripping you of power. It's been carving away the doubts, the lies, the smallness that was never meant for you. What remains now is something unshaken, something undeniable. Because here's the truth. You were never weak. You were never lost. The strength you thought you had to build has been there all along, waiting for you to wake up and recognize it. Fear tried to bury it. People tried to rewrite your story, but no storm, no betrayal, no disappointment could erase what God already put inside of you. This moment, the fire, the breaking open, it wasn't sent to destroy you. It was sent to awaken you. And now, you hear it. That voice. Not the noise of the world, not the opinions of others, but that deep, undeniable knowing inside. The one that's been speaking to you since the beginning. Before the fear, before the doubt, before you learned to shrink yourself, to fit into spaces you were never meant to stay in. That voice does not whisper in worry. It declares in certainty. It does not ask for permission. It reminds you of the promise. Because listen, you were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to stay where it was safe. What's in you is greater than what's around you. And that's why the pressure has been so heavy. That's why the enemy fought so hard. That's why the path has been so unclear. Because what's on the other side is worth it. This isn't about becoming something new. This is about stepping into what was always meant to be. No more hesitation. No more waiting for someone to hand you what God already declared was yours. You are here, standing at the river's edge. And now, it's time to cross. Because the moment you step forward, the water will part. Everything before this moment has been leading here, to a threshold, not of conclusion, but of new beginnings. This is more than just another chapter. It is the rewriting of the entire narrative. The past does not disappear, but it no longer dictates. Every wound, every deception, every moment of uncertainty has been a lesson, a refining force preparing for this transformation. There is no return to what once was, because that version has already faded. What stands here now is something renewed, someone who has outgrown what once seemed unchangeable. The path forward is no longer confined by what was lost, but defined by what has been gained. As the weight of the past lifts, doors will appear where once there were walls. What once seemed unreachable will unfold effortlessly, not as coincidence, but as a reflection of readiness. The unseen forces that have been guiding the journey will continue to weave possibilities into reality. This is the time for movement, for creation, for stepping into the unknown without hesitation. The power to shape what comes next is no longer held by the past, but by the choices made now. The shift is irreversible, the momentum undeniable. This is not just survival. This is ascension. The time has come not just to walk forward, but to rise. Just when it seems like the storm has passed and the dust has begun to settle, an unexpected shift will take place. A breakthrough so profound that it changes everything. This turning point won't be random. It will be the culmination of everything that has led up to this moment. A long-awaited answer, an unforeseen opportunity, or a realization so powerful it reshapes the way you see your life. This is not mere chance. Every trial, every hardship, every revelation has been preparing the ground for this very moment. It is a reminder that endurance is never in vain, that persistence is met with reward, and that even in the midst of darkness, something greater has always been at work. The breakthrough may arrive in a form once thought impossible, or in a way so subtle yet unmistakable that it takes your breath away. What once seemed out of reach will now be within grasp, revealing that nothing was ever truly lost, only rearranged to fit the destiny unfolding before you. Yet miracles are not always loud. Sometimes they exist in the quiet spaces, hidden in the ordinary moments we take for granted. The profound is often woven into the everyday, a chance encounter, a shift in perspective, a sign that appears just when it's needed most. This is the universe's way of whispering that magic has never been absent. It simply required awareness to be seen. But not every presence in your life will celebrate this transformation. There may be those who watch from the sidelines, burdened by their own fears, unwilling to accept your growth. Their silence, their disapproval, or their quiet attempts to undermine your progress are not reflections of your path, but of their own limitations. Some will disguise envy as concern, skepticism as wisdom, but their shadows hold no power over what has already been set in motion. What they fail to understand is that your light is not meant to be dimmed for their comfort. It is meant to shine, unapologetically. Awareness is your greatest ally now. Pay attention to the energies surrounding you, to the patterns that repeat, to the subtle ways in which people reveal their true intentions. But let this knowledge empower, not unsettle. There is no need to engage in battles that have already been won. Truth has a way of surfacing, and deception always folds under the weight of its own pretense. The universe is ensuring that what does not belong in your next chapter cannot follow you there. And as if to affirm that you are exactly where you need to be, a sign will emerge within hours, a moment so precise, so undeniably aligned, that it will leave no room for doubt. This is confirmation, an undeniable green light urging you forward. Whether it arrives as a message, an unexpected opportunity, or a sudden wave of clarity, it will be impossible to ignore. This is not just the end of a cycle, it is the beginning of something extraordinary. The time to step forward is now, not in hesitation, but in absolute certainty. The storm has passed, the path is clear, the future is waiting. This is the turning point, the moment where hesitation has no place and fear loses its grip. The road ahead is no longer obscured by uncertainty. It is clear, waiting to be claimed. This is the invitation to step fully into the life that has been calling. The shift is not just external, it is an internal awakening, a recognition of power that has always been there. The struggles, the storms, and the revelations have not been random. They have been refining, molding, preparing for this very moment. But this is not the final destination. It is the beginning of something greater. The foundation has been laid, the doors are opening, and all that remains is the willingness to walk forward with unwavering trust. What once seemed distant is now within reach, not by chance, but by alignment. What lies ahead is not just about what unfolds, but about what has been uncovered within. There is a voice, a knowing, that grows stronger with each step taken in faith. It is the compass that never falters, the quiet guidance that remains when all else falls away. Trust in this. Trust that every sign, every obstacle, every unexpected turn has led to exactly where it needed to. There is no going back to what once was, no shrinking to fit into the past. What was once questioned is now certain. The presence felt is not arrogance, but clarity, an unshakable understanding that the path was never meant to be walked in hesitation, but in full, fearless acceptance. Every moment, every battle, every hidden truth has been leading to this threshold. The weight of the past no longer lingers. The echoes of doubt have lost their power. This is not simply a fresh chapter, it is an entirely new narrative, written from a place of strength, not survival. The past remains as a lesson, but it no longer defines what comes next. There is no resemblance between the person who first stood at the door and the one standing here now. Growth has reshaped everything, clearing space for something far greater than what was once imagined. The choice is no longer about whether to move forward. It is about how boldly to step into the unfolding future. What once appeared as obstacles now dissolve into stepping stones, guiding toward opportunities long overdue. The world begins to respond differently. Doors that once seemed closed begin to unlock, not by luck, but because of the willingness to trust the process. But this is not just a time to receive, it is a time to create, to shape what comes next with intentionality and purpose. The unknown is not to be feared, it is to be embraced. Every experience, every challenge, every moment of resistance has not just tested strength, but revealed it. Now is the time to move with certainty, to understand that nothing has been in vain. The past was preparation, the present is transformation, and the future is waiting to be claimed. Distractions will try to pull you off course, but they are only as powerful as the attention you give them. The unseen forces that seek to disrupt your momentum will use doubt, manipulation, and subtle interference to shake your focus. Some may attempt to siphon your energy, while others will disguise their intentions with false support. Their presence is not a reflection of your weakness, but of your rising strength. Pay attention to the patterns, to the way certain people react to your growth. There will be whispers of envy, quiet attempts to cast shadows over your light, but their efforts will crumble under their own weight. Truth has a way of surfacing, and deception cannot withstand the test of time. Your role is not to fight these distractions, but to remain unmoved by them. Keep your focus, trust in the unseen forces working in your favor, and know that every attempt to hinder you will only propel you further. A confirmation will arrive soon, a moment so precise, so unmistakable, that you will know with certainty that you are exactly where you need to be. This is not merely a moment of realization, it is a call to step forward with intention. Every struggle, every trial has prepared you for this turning point. The path has been set, and now it is time to move boldly into what is meant for you. The hesitation that once lingered no longer has a place. A surge of energy will course through you, a newfound clarity that dissolves uncertainty. This is the moment of decision, the invitation to walk fully into your power. The universe is not asking you to wait, it is urging you to act. The green light has been given, and what lies ahead is not a test, but an opportunity. No longer confined by the past, no longer held back by fear, you are stepping into a reality of your own creation. What unfolds from here is not an ending, but a powerful beginning. The struggles that once seemed insurmountable have become stepping stones to something far greater. Doors that once appeared locked will now swing open effortlessly, aligning with the frequency of your newfound certainty. The energy shifts, drawing in opportunities that once felt distant. But this is not a passive experience. It is an active participation in shaping what comes next. The process was never about waiting for a miracle. It was about becoming the force that brings it into existence. Trust in what has been set in motion. Trust in the journey that has led you here, and most importantly, trust in your own ability to navigate what comes next with confidence. Everything has been preparing you for this transformation. The past served its purpose. It taught, it revealed, it strengthened. But it no longer defines what lies ahead. You are not emerging as the same person who once stood at the threshold of uncertainty. You have evolved, shed layers of illusion, and reclaimed the power that was always yours. The road ahead is no longer a question. It is a declaration. The weight that once held you down is gone, replaced by a force that propels you forward. What seemed impossible is now inevitable. This is the moment to embrace the full scope of what is possible, to recognize that everything before this was only preparation for the extraordinary life waiting to unfold. The shift is undeniable. The process, though difficult, has led to something greater than anticipated. This was never just about overcoming obstacles. It was about rediscovering the depth of your own strength, your own wisdom, your own potential. The uncertainty has dissolved, replaced by an unwavering trust in the journey. What was once feared is now faced with certainty, and what was once doubted is now embraced with confidence. The path ahead is yours to claim, and the time to step forward is now.